Welcome to lecture 1. Today, in our first class, let's focus on two keywords. One is idea, the other one is central idea. These two are vital keywords in UPSC reading comprehensions. What does idea mean? Suppose in a passage, let's say there are 4 or 5 sentences, meaning 4 or 5 statements. In these 4 or 5 statements, we can see at least 3 to 4 different ideas being talked about. Let's say this was my first idea, this is my second idea, this is my third idea in the passage, fourth idea and fifth. Idea can be any single idea inside the passage that is being spoken about. That means the idea of the passage. Nextly, let's focus on what is connecting idea or central idea. The second keyword is central idea. Central idea is nothing but all those 4 or 5 ideas will connect to a common point. Central idea can also be a connecting idea or central theme or central idea, which connects all the different ideas in the passage. It is simply the main idea in the passage. Let's look at this here. There are so many ideas here, right? These ideas will be connected by one single idea, that is central idea. Let's take an example to see how this works. This focus is now on idea and central idea. The keyword here is central idea. What is central idea? Central idea is a connecting idea which connects all different ideas in the passage. Okay, let's look at one single para. The history of renewable energy. What is he speaking? He's speaking about renewable energies. What he says, the history of renewable energy suggests that there is a steep learning curve. How will a steep curve be? If it has a positive slope, it would be like this, right? Exponential graph. Let's say if it has a negative slope, something like radioactive decay, it will have one more exponential graph. These are steep curves, positive and negative both. Steep curves. The history of renewable energy suggests that there are steep learning curve, something which we are learning, meaning that as more and more is produced, cost falls rapidly because of economics of scale. Why? If you produce the same goods or work on the same technology more and more, what will happen? The cost will drastically reduce. Can I say this is as a cost curve? Cost being reduced. Cost falls rapidly. Where will we get a clue here? Cost falls rapidly. It's something like this, right? Cost falling rapidly, this curve, because of economics of scale. By learning to do so, this is what? Learning curve. The more and more you learn, you tend to understand a lot of things. So a lot of things becomes easier. This is learning steep curve. The firm's green innovation is path dependent. Here he has brought the concept of path dependency. What is path dependency? Green innovation is path dependency. As we go on, let's learn what is path dependent. The more a firm produces, the more it is likely to do it in future. Same thing what he's saying here, right? As more is produced, so more a firm does, more it is going to likely to do the same thing in future. The strongest evidence for this is a collapse. Now he has brought in here one idea. Now he's giving proof for that idea or example for the idea. He's giving an example to prove why he is right, or he's giving the proof, or he's giving the event which has happened in past to say why it is right. The future evidences for this is the collapse of price of solar energy, which became 90% during 2010s. 90% cheaper during the 2010s. Meaning, if 100 rupees was the price, within some years, 100 rupees became just 10 rupees. So how much was the drop? 90% drop. We're talking about the steep curve, right? Price here was 100. Price now is just 10 rupees. Repeatedly beating the forecast. Moving early and gradually. So he talked about path dependency here, right? He's talking about the first path here. What is the first path? Path 1 is moving early and gradually. Gives economy more time to adjust. Like if you start studying from early days, you have more time to adjust and see what mistakes you are doing, right? So starting early, which is path 1. Let's say path 1. What is path 1 focusing on? Starting early. We talked about path dependency, right? Gives economy more time to adjust, allowing to reap the benefits of path-dependent green investments without much disruption. When you start early, what happens? You will reap the benefits of green investment without much of disruption. Whereas a late, more chaotic transition. Path 2 is late start. Chaotic start. So this is much costlier. This is what he's going to try to say. So he's talking about two paths here. Let's look at the option, understand what is being said in the passage, and let's decipher. All these are previous year questions like 25, 24 PYQs of UPSC itself. These passages are UPSC passages itself. Let's see. Which of the following statement best reflect the central idea? Economic scale is essential to transition of green path. Yes, economics of scale here he has talked about, right? Let's keep it as it is. Let's see if it is just an idea or the central idea. Here it is talking about economics of scale. We'll keep it as is. We'll not immediately eliminate this. We'll keep it as it is. Either it can be a central idea or just a component idea or a part idea. Modern technology progress is intensely linked to path-dependent innovations. This is also true, right? Modern technology is dependent on path-dependent innovations. Lastly, he says, right, technology should be like gradual. What will happen when there are two things happen? Let's keep this as it is. Like if it is early start or late start. The technology progress is also dependent on path. This is also good enough. We'll keep this as it is. It can be a part idea, component idea, or the whole central idea. Let's see. Countries with large economies are better positioned to adapt to green technologies. Anywhere in the passage, he's talking about large economies. or big economies or advanced economies or developed economies. No, right? He's just talking about what will happen if we start early, what will happen if we start late. Clearly this is a out of passage statement. Why out of passage? Because he's talking about large economies. Next, timing plays a crucial role in case of green technology development. Exactly true, right? Why timing plays? If you start early, it will be an easy transition. If you start late, then it will be more chaotic in the thing. That is what he's trying to figure out here. This is also true. So we just eliminated one. We have 3 more to eliminate. Let's go one by one. Economics of scale. Let's go with B. Modern technology progress. If he had said is linked to part dependent, it would have been true. What he's adding? Extra word. This is adjective. Adverbs, adjectives, unwanted words. What does he mean by putting extra emphasis or making the statement more and more extreme statement? Is it intensely dependent? Yes, it is dependent, but is it intensely dependent? He has wantedly brought in the element of extremeness, right? By adding the word intensely. So this becomes just a extreme sentence. So this statement is also not true in this regard. Why? He has exaggerated the statement. Not B, not C. Next is economics of scale is essential to transition of green growth. Yes, economics of scale is essential. D is timing is more important. Overall, what is the passage talking about? It is talking about 2 dependent parts. What if it's a early transition? How will it be? It will be, if it is a early transition, then it will be without disruption. Moving early, right? This is without disruption. If it is a late, it is even more chaotic. When he mentions steep learning curve also, he's talking about when you start, what will happen. So the passage more emphasizes on timing, which is being crucial. Where this is a central idea to this. And economics of scale is just one part, component idea or part idea or just an idea. Whereas timing being the most crucial is the central idea to the passage. This was a 2025 PYQ. At least the moment you see, you should be able to eliminate 2 options very quickly. One is C, which is an out of context statement. One is B, which is an extreme statement. You can boil it down to A and D and then take a call. More and more passages we solve, more and more ideas we get, and how to approach a passage. Thank you. I'll do the next